So, Eddy Thatch, the last thing that we did with you, the last thing that the viewers witnessed with you, or the listeners, was you walking through a doorway, a ritual, into a black and white space. Um, it was a space that Brick had been to before and had talked about, called the Wandering Blight. As far as you're aware, it's a space where Elvestris lived, who was the shadow persona with all the good parts of Rita Repulsa she had been kind of repressing and hiding. Um, and it kind of went across the sky was how we ended it, but we kind of ended it where Quentin was being left behind, and all of the rangers that had been battling alongside you had all gone through this portal um, into this black and white world. Uh, Unfortunately, Brick had never been to this part of the black and white world. Where you came out to was kind of cliffside. There was sort of this beach, and it did not take long in kind of walking and wandering to one realize that the Wandering Blight was much bigger than anyone had fathomed. Um, Two, that there were a whole bunch of zombies on this beach, which was a problem. Um, Luckily, you find you're able to morph on said beach to fight said zombies, but it doesn't really feel the way it would normally feel. It doesn't feel like gratifying is the wrong word, but it's kind of the best word. It doesn't feel like it normally. It's not that it takes. It's not that you struggle to do it, but it doesn't feel like complete in a way. Um, yeah, and you have a couple more adventures. One involving Cecily going onto a pirate ship and then coming back and feeding you a lot of information that doesn't make sense. And you'll have to watch Cecily's thing to figure out exactly what she finds out. Um, but it just so happens that after Cecily's adventure, as a group, you start to kind of go away from the water and the beach because there were zombies, there was a giant cornucopia, there was a pirate ship, and you're like, maybe we head inland. It's just kind of, maybe it's safer there, maybe it's time for a little change of pace. Um, at some point, one of you decides maybe trying to follow whatever that comet was and the direction it was going in. Um, it's also at this point that potentially you, maybe Brick, begins to realize that you're not really getting tired or hungry. It's sort of like eventually you have to stop walking because that's just how bodies work physically. But like you're you're not living much of a human experience anymore, essentially. Um, and then you just happen to be leading the group when you see. Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz?
It's been a hot minute since I have.
Yes. Uh, that may be why you approach what look like a whole bunch of trees with faces on them. They have apples attached to the ends of them, and your brain is like, apples are kind of red or green or yellow, and these apples are just devoid of color, is the best way of putting it. Like, your brain is like, maybe they're black. But the truth is, the closer you get, the just the more your brain is trying to reconcile what you are seeing
Yeah,
with like what you expect.
yeah,
Um, Also, the trees have faces, which is creepy. Maybe I don't know how creeped out you'd be by trees with faces on them.
a little bit.
A little bit. Um, they're also really
Are
tall. Like
are they at
you
least
are.
like stationary faces or are they moving?
They are stationary faces.
Okay, that's a little slightly less creepy.
Slightly less creepy. The biblical verses that are carved into their trunks are also probably not may not help your state of mind. Um, by the way, because I don't know if if listeners have kind of figured out, is how tall is Eddie? He's pretty tall, right?
Um, he's like 6'3", 6'4".
These trees are like 12, 15 feet tall. Uh, so they make you feel a little dwarfed as it is. Um, is there anything you'd like to look for as you approach these trees?
Well, the trees are the only thing that really kind of changes up the landscape that I'm around at the moment, yeah.
It's true.
Um, the visual oddity of how these apples are kind of processing in my head. I'm gonna try to like reach out to one of them and see if a little bit of like tactile exploration will help my brain reconcile what these objects are.
All right. I need you to give me a might roll, if you please.
Might. I'm not using a specialization. There's no skill shift. Although technically there would be a skill shift because I am in my armor. Hope I can cancel that real fast.
You actually haven't been able to get out of your armor. Like, you can take your helmet off, but, like, you have not been able to actually really demorph. Um,
Hmm.
that is an 11, which is not enough,
Okay.
sadly. Um, so here's the thing in The Wizard of Oz, as Dorothy is before Dorothy meets the Tin Man, there are a whole bunch of apple trees that are bewitched by Elphaba, by the Wicked Witch of the West. And when Dorothy goes to pluck an apple, she starts getting apples thrown at her by these now living and now very angry trees. Uh, Fortunately for you, apples are not something that hurt a lot, um, and everyone is going to get apples thrown at them. Unfortunately for you, these trees with the faces carved into them um, also have vines that are unseen, and you get wrapped up in vines and like you get turned around and slammed, like your back gets slammed into the back of a tree. Um, and you're not taking damage, but ow.
Hmm.
And yes, and also like you are now being bound to the trees, um, specifically as your friends look on.
Once I catch my breath, I'm going to try to at least move my arms away from my center mass and try to get at least some kind of mobility there. I'm basically struggling against the vines.
Yes, I need you to give me another might roll because you are technically grappled. Um, this is actually going to come with a snag, though.
Understood. Rolled much better at least.
You did. Um, you feel yourself starting to ascend, and you partially think it's you are uh, because you are getting yourself free. Like
Like
you
I'm
feel the
starting to
vines,
float. Like a,
not like yeah, you kind of think so, but your friends' faces are getting slightly more horrified, and it's about
mm-mm,
10 seconds into the I'm floating question mark when you realize that the vines are kind of slithering you up into the tree line,
mm,
uh, which is not great. And then you feel something around your neck, but you don't have time to register what it is because you black out.
oh, fun.
Before you black out, you could swear you hear the sound of something flapping, but you don't get a chance to register it is, and you're not actually blacked out for very long. It's like you black out, then you blink, and then your eyes open, and you are somewhere else. Uh, and here, you are overwhelmed with color. Um, you don't realize how much color you actually see in day to day life until the only colors you've been seeing are black, white, and shades of gray. Um, so there's three things that sort of happen at first. The first is that you are just overwhelmed like sensorially by the amount of color that you are seeing.
Yeah, like I'd imagine like practically hurting my eyes kind of thing.
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna give you that for a couple of seconds to process before I sit there as a scene. But the first thing is definitely like no color to all the colors. It's very much Wizard of Oz, like where
Yeah,
Dorothy's like in the farmhouse and then suddenly in Munchkinland kind of thing.
yeah. Oh, okay, so are my arms free?
Everything is free. You are
Um,
absolutely panicked, but everything is free.
I'm still weird. Now you mentioned that I could take the helmet off, or what did I already have the helmet off?
You can The only thing that the only thing the entire group has been able to surmise is that you can actually take your helmet off, but you can't like demorph. Like the first time someone tried to demorph, Jane tried to demorph just to see what was going to happen, and it was sort of like she demorphed, but then like her suit, there was just like another chute underneath, and then it became silly because when anyone tried to do it, like that's what it was. Is like you demorph, but you're still in your outfit. Um, that just seems to be your life. You are currently morphed, so
Okay. Well, that was basically so like I want to rub my eyes, but I
yeah,
guess I'll just like put a hand over the visor and kind of blink a few times.
it's true. You do that. The second there's two kind of warring things happening inside of you at the same time. So I kind of want you to make the choice of instinct or present danger.
Present danger.
Present danger. Um, Above you, you are in some sort of alleyway. Like you are no longer in the tree line of and like you are somewhere completely different. And above your head, you cannot help but notice there is space. Is the lack for lack of better terminology, space is there. Um, and there's some sort of like galactic Star Wars battle happening above your head, like up in the space, like not near your head itself, but like at night when you can see the stars, and but like Star Wars kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that is not what you are panicked about. You are panicked about something else. Something inside of you is very panicked, like you were looking for something, and you have this absolute urge to start to run.
Any specific direction, or is there anything that looks like uh could provide cover of some
Uh,
kind?
no, that's one thing that's kind of like, as you start to kind of assess the scenario, you realize this alleyway, all of the buildings are tall but symmetrically tall. So it's like being in a canyon where there's not even like a balcony to like go beneath. It has this the feeling of like you are a very small rat in a very big maze kind of thing. Um and your brain is like you need to start running and you need to start running like now, but it doesn't seem to be connected to the battle happening above your head.
Okay. And as far as the topography around me, is it just like open field kind of vibe?
It's like it's like Gotham back alley, but like the Joker's not around every corner. It's like if somebody had cleaned up Gotham but left the back alley portion of it, so
Hmm.
like people could still use it. You get the
I'm
sense.
gonna
Oh, oh, go ahead.
my intention is to kind of just I'm gonna start moving and try to like find a main thoroughfare, like a more main road, and just kind of try to assess what's around me.
Yeah. Um, I want you to give me an alertness roll.
There it is. Would insight apply?
Yes.
Ooh, I rolled a 6.
That's okay. You are. I'm trying to find a good name for this, actually. Um, in your throat is like trying to call out for someone called Osiris. Like your throat is like that is a name in your throat, and there's sort of this panic. Like the farther you go on, the more you're not finding a main thoroughfare, and the more like your throat is like wanting to call out this name. And the more you are getting more panicked by the second, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. I really wish, man, none of this so often just doesn't make any damn sense.
I know it's so inconvenient.
Um, okay, I'm gonna stop kind of running and just like toss my arms down like a little defeated, but like, fine, Osiris? And, like try to vocalize it loudly as if I'm calling out to them.
There's no answer. And your body goes into fight or flight mode. Like your brain is like your brain is telling you somebody should be responding to this. Like of all the things that are wrong, that is the thing that your brain is most panicked about. Um, and even though you don't have context, I'm gonna have you give me a culture roll.
I have power grid would that apply?
Oh yes, very much so.
I got much better this time. That is a 24.
That is a 24. You didn't need very high. This is part of the thing. But 24 is very good. As you were kind of calling out for Osiris and you're sort of turning around and you're feeling overwhelmed, at the end of this alley that you just happened to be standing at, not being able to find a main thoroughfare, not knowing where you are, you start to see things that kind of make you think there's something steampunk about where you are. There's a lot of like bronze. Um, some of the decor on the windows has like some very fancy like metalwork kind of thing. But what you see in front of you, the masonry of this part of the alley is different. It goes from being this kind of golden brick, torchlit thing. There's some torchlit action going on as steampunk. So it's not it's oil lamp, torchlit oil lamp kind of thing. Um,
Lamplight.
Lamplight, yes, that was the word I was looking for actually. You come across what looks like it's not a mosaic, but mosaic is the word your brain kind of processes it as. It's like someone took a big cement sheet and stamped in five hieroglyphics in a circle and then a sixth one in the middle that looks like a staff. And these five hieroglyphics all look like five different weapons. One of them is round and could be a shield, but at least one of them is an axe. One of them is a sword. One of them looks like nunchucks. One of them looks like a kind of weird triangle shaped dagger. Um, the sword itself has like a star in the middle of it that's red, but it's much thinner than any sword you've ever seen. And this mosaic is just kind of The cement mosaic is just right in front of you.
A cement mosaic depicting an array of weaponry.
Yes. All the while, the sounds of some kind of Star Wars space battle happen above your head.
Yeah, that like with as confused as my brain is at the moment, I'm kind of just ignoring that.
It's fair.
Um, the just for the sake of curiosity, um, the nunchucks sound interesting. I'm gonna actually like move up to the that portion of it and touch it.
Yeah. As you touch it, um, it is cement. It's rock. And then as you reached out to touch it, behind you, you hear greetings, Eddy Thatch, Ranger of Hope and Justice, from a female
Uh,
voice behind you.
I turn around.
Yes. You turn around. There is someone in a kind of green cloak, and as you turn around, she takes the hood of the cloak and puts it down. It's an older lady with gray hair and ringlets, and she has a little brooch, a little clasp where the cloak and the hood meet. It has an owl on it, and she's carrying a staff like walking stick, and um, she bows a little bit and says, uh, "I've been waiting a long time to meet you, Eddy. Uh, I
Well,
apologize for the
finally,
circumstances."
something my brain can actually comprehend, um, and I kind of like uh mirror the bow, try not to look um like my manners are completely gone.
That's fair. Uh, she smiles and goes, "Let me introduce myself. You may or may not have heard about me. I was supposed to meet you much later in your journey, but I'm here now, um, as we are close to the end of the world, and so things must be different than they were supposed to be, but will be what they are. I've been hanging out with Zordon for a long time. That didn't make sense even to me. Uh,
It at least that part made sense.
yes,
It not making sense made sense.
yes. I'm sorry. You're one of the first. You're one of the first strangers I get to speak to, um, here at the end of things. So it is my honor. It is my honor and privilege to meet you, Eddy Thatch, and my
Uh,
apologies also.
I'm I'm honored to be of an honor. Although of all the people for you to meet first, I'm probably the most clueless. What's going on?
You are all clueless. No, I don't mean to say that in a negative way. Unfortunately, Zordon's inability to face his demons has led us to this location, but also choices that others have made for you. Unfortunately, your divine path has been changed. Uh, you are not going to be able to find Osiris, but you also do not know who Osiris is. And for that, I am sorry. Um, he no longer exists. He was written out of the tapestry of life and time as
Then why was he like why did I know that name then? Like he's supposed to exist, but he doesn't, and that's why things feel so wrong.
he and many others, all of the rangers of the Lamplight planet that you are on. You were all supposed to train one of them, and you were to train Osiris, and I don't think there's
Oh,
anyone
we
left
were
on this
supposed to
planet
train
now.
them?
Yes, it is. I don't know how else to explain this, but you are currently, your mind and your mind facilitated your body are currently in the future. Um, but your body back in the Wandering Blight in the tree line is currently being pulled down by your friends, and when we are done, you'll be returned to your current time, but this is technically the future time that was not supposed to be. Um,
I'm gonna believe you, but that made no sense.
Well, yes. Unfortunately, there's not much of another option. I wish I had a boon to give you. I was supposed to have a boon. I may still have a boon to give you when you've gone into Zordon Sanctuary at the end of your time in the Blight to face the final monster of the Blight. I will appear again there before you all in the moment when all hope is lost, but that will feel as though the first time you've met me. Technically, you are not supposed to meet me now, but it has become so dire that there is not another option. Um, Hopefully, it does not drive you insane. That is the hope and the goal here.
It's already driven me cross-eyed. Let me. I'll just try not to think too much about it.
Of course. Um,
That's kind of worked before.
yes, I am happy to answer any questions I can. I know quite a bit about your journey, um, both with Zordon and what was supposed to be after Zordon. Well, not after. Zordon was never supposed to disappear, but it did happen. Such is life.
So, are you a ranger, or in another way, or somehow tangentially in involved with the whole power grid system thing?
Yes. I believe did I introduce myself? No, I don't know if I did or not. I apologize. I am Dulcea of Phaedos. Um, you were to come to me after you were done in the Wandering Blight, and I was to bestow upon you new powers so that you could grow stronger, and then eventually you were to come to this planet, and the six of you were to train um, the new rangers here. And of course, now that is not an option, but potentially, if you can find a way to restart the universe, perhaps they will be returned, um, which would be a very good thing considering they're needed to fight the Emperor. Uh, and that sort of
That it
depends on you. Yes.
certainly. Not only did this sound like that's important, but I just have this existential feeling that it's important.
You do have other descendants. All the Rangers of Hope do. It is the one thing that we could give to you as the universe for what you have gone through. The things that you have faced you were never supposed to face, but what Brainiac did um, changed the course of the world, and of course, what Zedd did, not knowing at the time what he was doing, threatens to destroy all things. It is the end of the universe.
Uh,
And
who's doing something? Did you say Brainiac?
uh, yes, in some universes, Brainiac is a graphic novel character, as I understand it. Someone tried to explain it to me once. It was alpha bots are very difficult to understand sometimes. Um, but yes, there is a point in the future where a Brainiac bot broke through. Several Brainiacs broke through to several different versions of Power Ranger dimensions, and um, there were battles in several of the cities at the edge of the universe in the Empty Valley, the final cities of the Power Rangers. In your universe, that is where Oz began to be drawn into your circle. In other Power Ranger
Hmm.
universes, they met a group of heroes called the Justice League and fought alongside them. Um,
Okay, so it is that Brainiac.
uh, do you know Brainiac?
Out of character. Is the existence of DC and whatnot the still like a comic from
For you, it's a
my
comic.
perspective? Okay.
For you, it's a comic. Dulcea doesn't know what a comic. She's calling it a graphic novel because that's
Mhm.
how it was kind of explained to her. But imagine I'm doing everything in like a British accent, like a very high class posh thing.
Yeah. Um, I'm aware of I'm aware of a Brainiac as a character in fiction, but you're referring to them as a very real entity.
And they are. They broke through several
Oh,
of Power Ranger universes, including ours, and that was the beginning of a change that was not supposed to happen.
well, at least This is one possible enemy that's not going to be like completely outside my wheelhouse. That's a new one.
If we if we knew where they were, yes, they were. The Brainiac uh, was defeated, of course. In every single universe, Brainiac is defeated, but in this universe and in a few others, where other Rangers are working to solve their own version of this crisis, um, we don't know if all of Brainiac went back to where they came from, and they left a hole in the universe. And in the original timeline, when Lord Zedd stole your power coins and created the false Rangers, darkness still happened, but not to the extent that it has happened now. What Zedd did in breaking the power coins resonated with the hole in the universe Brainiac left, and the stars started to go out. And it started to absorb planets, and an entity came through that hole, aligned not with the darkness, but with an absence. And it has only grown larger, and the planet we're standing on is fairly close to this. We're calling it the Nobody Star. You have seen glimpses of it. Your compatriot Oz has seen it fully face to face. Have some of the other Rangers, but you only got to glimpse it secondhand. And that being is going to destroy the entire universe. Um, and unfortunately, you and the other Rangers are mythic Rangers of Hope. I was to train you so you could train proteges, because that was your original purpose as Rangers of Hope, were to train
Well, it sounds like
generations.
we got a new purpose now, is to defeat this undefeatable thing.
Yes. Well, it is not completely undefeatable. Everything is defeatable.
You say they're going to destroy the world in such a finite and a
Yes.
certain manner. No, that's really the only reason I said it that way.
Well, and I'm grieving my planet, Phaedos, where you were to come, which was a beautiful tropical paradise, where the Njeti powers are stored. One of the Njeti powers was absorbed, and I have I have aged quite rapidly, sending out these um, final transmissions to you, Rangers of Hope, to give you your tasks and to get you prepared. And whether you actually show up at that final battle or not, um, to help you open the gate to the spectrum. I do not know exactly what will happen when this happens, but I do know that, as far as we can
You,
tell in the new prophecies, the gates must be opened by the Rangers of Hope, and your powers.
you've exchanged your own youth to be able to help us?
Oh,
That sucks.
well, my planet has essentially died, and I am of that planet. This is what happens to all planets. Um, at least ones that have. Not all planets have Power Ranger teams on them, obviously. But I was supposed to be part of your story, and I am making sure I'm doing my part now, because Zordon can't until you've freed him. But by the time you would do it in the present, it would be too late. So I brought you to a not fun future in order to assist you in getting where you needed to go, essentially. And then I will put you back in your body. Uh, Everything that Cecily said to you, trying to explain what happened, essentially now is happening to you. Um, I'm the person that
Gotcha.
Cecily met that she was trying to explain, but it's hard to explain until you meet me, because it's sort of like future self and present self meeting. Um, yeah.
Well, to be fair, with a lot of the stuff that we've been going through, a lot of stuff we've been introduced through with all of this, it's never been a situation where understanding has come easily. Um,
Yes.
so
And
I'll just take it for what it appears to be and hopefully make a good decision.
you will. You have. Um, and Dulcia stops for a moment, then she kind of gives a very sad smile to you and says, "You know, Osiris was the descendant of Mr. Kruger, who is the ancestor of Commander Kruger, who would go on to lead his own Power Ranger team. Um, it was no mistake that you were able to handle a sentinel item given to him. Um, those sentinel items were written into the tapestry of your Power Ranger experience. Um, they technically did not exist a decade ago, but had to be written in because of this moment that we've come to. Um, all right. So, uh, again, I'm happy to give you any information that I can, but the important thing is that Brainiac created a whole new universe when Lord Zedd broke your power coins to make the False Rangers. That created a feedback effect, and that created the Nobody Star. So at the end of the day, the thing to know is that what you do today is part of the final battle getting rid of the Nobody Star. I do not
Okay.
know. Oh, yes. Okay.
Get, get rid of nobody.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The role that you play in this is very important, and only you can do this because of the relationship you have with the Sentinel item you used more than any of the others. You will notice the weapons on the cement mosaic behind you.
Hmm.
I assume you've seen them, right?
Yeah, I saw the mosaic just shortly before you apparated behind me.
Yes. Um, and so these are the Zeo weapons. This is weapons of a different Power Ranger team. Um, the Zeo weapons ended up being hidden in Centurion Ridge, and then Ivan Ooze, who was laying in wait there, um, drained them of their power. Uh, the reason that you know about them is because they are sibling weapons to the Sentinel weapons that were put into your version of Angel Grove.
Okay.
Yes. Um, it sort of had to get written in because the Sentinel weapons existed in some form to combat the first version of putties that Rita made, and then they had to become much more powerful because when she and Zedd were there for Scorpina's birth, a whole lot of things happened that were never supposed to happen the way they did. But the point of this is that only someone that has touched the Sentinel weapons can help to reactivate these Zeo weapons. And these five Zeo weapons in the circle outside, the one that's not the staff, must essentially be repowered. And the only way to do that is to wield them against a foe. And when all five of these weapons on the outside of the circle, the sword, the tonkas, the power axe, um, the shield, and uh, I believe someone called them the nunchucks. I believe. Um,
Yeah, the
yes,
nunchucks.
yes,
That was actually the yeah, those are cool.
yes, they have fancy names, but someone told me they were called nunchucks. So I'm going with that. Um, essentially, all five of these, once they are given half power back, for the purposes of the battle at the end of the universe against the Nobody Star, they will be used to create a cage that will cut off Feral, Rita, and Zedd from the Nobody Star because the Nobody Star has linked itself to the version of Rita and Zedd that Quentin and Max are still fighting in the Zedd version of the galaxy. The one that you've just left or left a while ago. Time is very strange in the Wandering Blight. Um, And in creating that cage, the mythic golden staff will be brought to life for one powerful blast by whoever wields it. It might be you, it might be a descendant of you, it might be a different ranger altogether. But your job here in this moment, um, your ritual as it is to use these five weapons in order to defeat something that could have taken you down in a different part of your timeline. Um, and I will be bringing a foe into the arena that could potentially um, do some damage to you. But if you fight with earnestness and good heart, I will not let you die. But you do have to actually battle in order to help these weapons are a little sentient. They sort of remember who they are, but they were in a basement for like 1,000 years, so they're a little. They need their memories jogged in order to do their job, essentially. Um, yes.
Well, that's at least something I'm comfortable with is fighting. So,
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't want to startle you because I have to bring back Malagor, and Malagor is quite a startling creature. So I wanted to give you a little preface before I did that. Not at full power. We're not bringing the entire cult back. That was one thing we were able to actually leave behind. But yes, we have to bring back Malagor. If you don't remember, Malagor was behind the cult, that's the sleight of hand cult that tried to capture your mind and your Power Ranger energy. Um, they're the reason you have your fantastic Viking armor now. Uh, yes. Did you want to start with the nunchucks?
uh, yeah, I would.
Yeah, you can start with the whole point is all five must be used. You won't get
Hmm.
them back to full power. That's something that has to be done during the battle, but you'll get them to half power. What will happen is essentially you'll create a small light on the planet that Pharaoh, Rita, and Zedd will end up on. Um, and so you essentially are, even if you are not at the final battle, very instrumental in this because there are several of these foes throughout the universe that are connected to the Nobody Star, and your part of this is getting rid of Feral, Zedd, and Rita. Um, I also thought you would like this because this allows you to get some justice for Quentin and Max. Um, and Skull, who is still sort of stuck in that weird in between universe. But that's a different story, I suppose. All right. So are you prepared, Eddy Thatch, Ranger of Hope and Justice?
Prepared as I'm going to be. And that
Yes.
would mean I'm just kind of making this up as I go.
Sometimes that's all that we can do for the universe. Here we go. And so Dulcea raises her staff and then slams it down to the ground. There is a green light from the top of her staff, and she transforms into an owl. And then where Dulcea was standing, out of the ground, now kind of larger than life and dwarfing everything in this alleyway. Again, above you in space, a space battle is still happening. But right now you've got a giant, uh, rocky, fiery magma balrog, um, essentially in front of you. And I don't know how you feel about this, but he does open his mouth and he says, "Eddy," and breathes a little bit of fire. Um, he's
Well,
not he's not real happy to see you.
the only thing I could think to say in this time would be thou shalt not pass.
Nice. Uh, you are. Where are you at? Are you like looking at? Have you turned around to look at Malagor? Are you still facing the
Um,
mosaic?
I would be facing this Balrog character because that seems like the most important thing for my attention.
Yeah. I like that Malagor, the demon god of the Turbo universe, is Karth Balrog. Your hand the grazes the cement mosaic, and yellow sparks come off your fingertips. And as you pull your hand away, you have these. You know they're yellow because your brain is telling you yellow, but it's sort of the same way that color worked in the Wandering Blight. Is that like you expect the color yellow to be there, but it's not there, and you get the feeling that like when you use the thing, it will gain the color, and it will feel very good to at least be in control of that.
Can you please repeat that last part? My brain did a
Yeah. So basically, your brain is like yellow sparks lightning. You expect yellow nunchucks, but you see gray nunchucks in your hand. And so you're
mm,
like, these should be yellow. Your brain is like shouting at you, these should be yellow, and they're not yellow. And that's wrong, and that's bad. You can fix it by beating up the lava ball wrong before you.
that I can get on board with.
Yes. So, they're actually technically called the Zeo Power Clubs in the book, but we're going to call them nunchucks. The nunchucks are essentially they can be a finesse or a melee. You can use them either way. They are a power weapon officially. Um, so now you have that in your hands, as it were. And you get to go first because Malagor's just gonna stand there, and then we'll respawn to being attacked, essentially.
Well, I've never used nunchucks before, but I've seen a couple films. So I'm gonna make an attempt to just kind of do the whole like stance thing of it and then thwack them with the nunchucks.
I love that. Yeah, if you want to thwack with melee or thwack with finesse, you can thwack with either. After doing your kind of, I'm assuming Ninja Turtle like movement. Um,
Very, very much so. Um, so what were the options? Was it might and finesse were the options? You said
yeah.
melee.
It'd be might. Melee is usually might. Yeah, it's a might power weapon or a finesse power weapon. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it in a mighty way. Um, sadly, um, Thatch is not a natural finesse type character.
That's fine.
16.
16, you should be good. Malagor does have a higher toughness, but his cleverness is lower. So, what you were going to discover through this use of this is that you hit, it doesn't do damage, but you're able to strike the side of the face, and that causes the nunchucks to sort of flicker yellow a little bit. And then it sort of recedes a little bit, and you hear a voice in your head go, "What? What's happening? What's happening?" It's a kind of a female voice, and they're very startled.
No. Hello, I'm Eddie.
Uh, Hello. Wait, you're you have you have the wrong costume. Where's the other one? The one with the little stripe in the middle.
Couldn't tell you. That's not enough description for me to know
Oh,
who you're talking about.
are we still? That is not Ivan Ooze. What's happening?
Um, you're right. That's not Ivan News. Out of character. I haven't met Ivan News, have I?
You have not,
Okay, so
unfortunately.
that's not Ivan News. I don't know who Ivan News is. I've heard his name a few times. That is fiery dude guy. Uh, I was told his name a moment ago,
Yes.
and I
Uh,
just completely forgot it.
no, that's fine. The voice you're hearing is going to go. Well, I don't know what it is, but it does not look friendly. I haven't I have not done this in a long time, but I'm here for you. I'm the nunchucks in your hand, by the way.
Yep,
Uh,
yep. That
yeah,
part I was able to narrow down, but thank you for specifying.
all right, great. I think the one thing I'm going to tell you is probably don't let the claws get tangled up in the chain, because if this is who I think it is, if the claws touch you, I get corrupted, and you don't want that. So look out for the claws.
Look out for the claws. Gotcha.
Which Malagor seems to respond to by um, going for the claws. This is going to be against your evasion, I think, probably.
Oh, that's my not good defense stat.
Oh no. Do you have anything that's going to beat a 19? Or
One
at
sec,
least match a 19?
one second. My Windows got a little. There we go. Um, so evasion wise, I have a 14. Its toughness is my wheelhouse for defense.
We'll say that toughness came into play.
My toughness is a
Uh,
21.
yes. So we'll use toughness for this because you used we're gonna say because it's a might you did a might roll, then we'll have might be the response to that.
And my imagination would be my brain's thinking claws, nunchuck chain, bad. So when he's coming in with the claws, and I'm like, crap, I'm gonna put myself in the way.
Yes. And give me a culture roll.
May I benefit from power grid?
Yes. Always.
I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12. So that the perk of Malagor called Corrupted Claws does come into effect. But you rolled a 12. And you needed to get more than a 10, so you did. So you are now grappled by the claws by putting yourself in the way, which is not ideal. Um, but the nunchucks were not affected by the corruption, which is good. So yes, it is your turn again.
One moment. Okay. So I am grappled in the claws.
Yes, it doesn't feel good. Like
Yeah.
not like you can feel like you're just like too hot, too hot. It's like the time Brick started putting hot sauce on
Yeah.
everything,
I'm
like
gonna.
on your skin.
So he's grappled me in the claws. How big is this guy?
Uh, we're gonna say Malagor is shrunk down to about 14 feet.
About 14
Real
feet.
Malagor is bigger than a volcano, so about 14 feet. Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna nunchucks in one hand. I'm gonna grab onto his hand like with my other hand. Um, I'm going to. I going in with the intention to kind of pull him down to my level and try to get leverage enough to essentially toss the hip throw him onto the ground.
Sure. Give me a brawn roll for that, or athletics if athletics is better.
Uh, I have athletics wrestling.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I rolled a 6. Can I use because this is can I use like the story point?
Yes, you can definitely use a story point. Each Zeo weapon used is going to reset combat slightly. So yeah, you can use a story point with each of the because you are by yourself facing essentially a very large
Yeah.
foe. So
I don't know if my story point count is accurate. I had one on the character sheet, so I just took that off.
yeah, I don't think anybody much used their story points. You
Yeah,
probably have like 20 altogether anyway.
yeah.
So It's
but
fine, yeah, but
let's give
yeah.
that roll another shot, and let's hope it is a much nicer number.
Yeah.
Feck 8.
Well, I technically it was a nice number, but yeah, it's not ideal. Unfortunately, in trying to do the wrestling move, you got a little too into the John Cena of it all, or whatever wrestling is now. And the wind is taken out of you as in doing the wrestling move, you put yourself untenably still grappled beneath Malagor's frame, essentially. And so essentially you get like hot lava rocks just like slamming down onto your
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
poor frame. Um, and unfortunately, the corruption is still sort of a problem. So, uh, Malagor stun a health point of damage to you, um, and you're also going to need to do a culture roll. And now you need to get a 12.
Yes, sir. I got a 21 on the cultural. I have taken my health point of damage.
Yes,
And when it comes to my
good.
turn, I have a thing I would like to do. But I believe you have narrative to throw at me.
I do not. It is now your turn. The You avoided the second round of corruption, so until you roll under a 12, I will let you know. The corruption is going to have a visceral effect on you, which will not be fun. So, you may want to clip those claws, as it were.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I have machine merge. He's fire, and my friend is a wintry mammoth. That
Yes.
seems like a good thing to throw against this guy.
Okay.
So I would like to, let's see here. I already forgot what I named the guy. I know you have a character sheet for him in here somewhere. Yeah, so I'm gonna call forth Brent.
All right. Uh, I actually need a culture roll from you.
Let's hope my hot dice are still hot. 18. Hopefully that's enough.
18. So the air does cool around you. There's like a misty, snowy fog that kind of rolls in, and you kind of can't not look at like you're looking over at the cement mosaic, and you can kind of see the eyes of your Zord, the Mastodon Zord.
Mastodon is what
Um,
it was, not mammoth. Yeah.
yes. Uh, the ground does shake a little bit, but um, they're there to help. But you get the sense that they're not going to fully like something is like they can get there, but it's going to take them longer than it normally would. Also, you haven't used your Zord a long time, so it actually is hard to say what your Zord is going to look like when they do appear.
Ooh,
Um,
interesting.
but they, but they do. Um, you actually hear in your brain from the female voice, "Cold, cold. That's very cold. I'm a desert going weapon. Very cold."
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do something about Mr. Flames.
No, that's fine. I would please. I think I'm supposed to be hit against Mr. Flames. If you would, yes, I want to hit Mr. Flames. It is kind of my job. I think that sounds like my job. Yes. Um.
Novel idea, use the weapon on the bad guy.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's Malagor's turn, and in response to the heat, he's going to attempt something called the Dark Lava Spout, where he's basically going to spit lava at your face. And that's 17, but your strength is higher
My yeah,
than
thankfully, very thankfully, my toughness is 21.
yes. But it doesn't smell good. Like You would think lava wouldn't have a
sulfur.
smell, but it smells, yeah, it smells real bad. It is your turn, though.
Yeah, it's off-gassing things that aren't normally in the air. Um, ah, uh, in that case, I'm going to. So he's got me in his claws.
Yes.
So what opportunity of a target do I have to try to hit him with these nunchucks? Is it kind like in my head, I'm kind of imagining it like I'm like squatting my back and just hoping to like hit his arm.
Yes. So these nunchucks actually have two forms, and one form, I'm not quite sure. The book describes it in that they're blunt weapons, but they can also kind of grow larger like eskrima sticks. And so you sort of have the idea that, like, if you get rid of the claws using the nunchucks, like, because claws, even on whatever Malagor is, deity, demon, Balrog, whatever, like, if you hit the claw, you'll no longer be grappled, and also, like, then without the claw, they can't do the claw damage, potentially.
That does hold a grain of logic to it. So let's go ahead and let's give that a shot. 18.
18. Uh, yeah, 18 is actually going to work against it actually matches the cleverness,
Hmm.
which works too against its fear as much as anything else. Um, like, because the nunchucks kind of go swiping by, and you actually feel the tingle of electricity kind of slamming into and it's almost like it's like that chiropractic thing where, like, if you're watching a chiropractic video and you hear like the back pop,
Hmm.
like when you release pressure, like you hear the claws pop out of your armor, and then they're like little stones that fall to the alleyway floor and clatter down, and you see the nunchucks, and they're that bright rangery bright yellow that you actually expect them to be, with a little bit of lightning, and they go, all right, thank you, I'm excited to be of service. You hear from the female voice in your head, um, I hope you can bring I hope you can bring the rest of my companions to life. We were in a basement for a long time after Ivanus heard us.
Well, I don't mind brushing the dust off.
Um, so there's not a lot of move action here, by the way. And this system doesn't come with like a attack of opportunity if you dodge. Malagor is going to swipe at you, but it's going to miss because essentially now you've declawed one of its hands. Um, and so it's going to kind of swipe at the air where you are in anger. Um, but you do have to, the nunchucks are sort of pulling you back toward the mosaic, like your hand is kind of moving that direction, as if to say, "Please return once you and deposit for the next weapon," sort of thing.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to return the nunchucks to their spot and just grab whatever's to the left.
Whatever is to the left. To the left of the nunchucks is it is round, so you weren't sure what to expect. But what you pull out is a shield, and the shield has pink lightning that comes out. But then when it rests in your hands, um, it's that gray color again, where you're like, it should be pink, and it's not. Um,
If I still have action economy, what I would like to do is I want to sprint directly at Mr. Flamey Pants, doing bowl over to push him and try to knock him prone.
you can definitely do that, yeah. Um, What does bowl over do again?
With my notes, it says when sprinting, you can push an enemy and knock them prone with a successful push.
All right. Push is going to be push is brawn or athletics.
Okay.
Really.
Um,
Please do that with an edge.
will do. 14. I don't think
14.
that's quite enough for this gentleman.
It is not enough to do damage, but it is enough to kind of stun. Actually, so this version of Malagor, the character sheet I have, is actually a little higher powered than what you should be facing right now, because I basically just ported over the one from the battle with the cult members, where it was much stronger. Um, but the bullover technique, because of its nature, I'm going to give you that. Even though you don't do damage, you do send it prone. And because it is quite large, it will take it's essentially its whole turn to kind of stand up. So essentially, it's going to hold its action as it goes back to standing. It is going to growl at you. It is not happy, and also, like, one of its hands doesn't have claws, but one of the other hands does. So it sort of looks imbalanced, anyways. Um, you do notice that on one of the kind of nearby rooftops, Dulcea is standing there and is watching what's going on. She didn't just vominos, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Um, look, he growls at me.
Yes.
I see here. I'm looking up something real quick. Um, with the little bit of presence that I have from Brent, can I do kind of like a muted call of the Mastodon, like growling back at him?
Sure, you could do that.
Yeah, that would be targeting.
Maybe that is a culture roll, actually.
Okay, because obviously, like you're gonna growl at a teenager with attitude. What are they gonna do? They're gonna want to growl back at you. 19.
It's fine. So with the 19, um, the voice of the shield is female, but kind of sounds like they're from the Bronx, and they go, "Holy shit! What did I step into?" And then you hear them scream just a little bit as like concentrated ice leaves the shield, um, through like the power of Ranger magic, and they go, "Whoa, whoa! what, what's happening? What's happening?" I was definitely. What year is it? What's happening?
It is the year of now. We're fighting Mr. McFlamey Pants over here. Um, I'm Eddy Thatch. Nice to meet you.
Hello. I'm the Pink Zeo Shield. Uh, you're not a bald woman obsessed with old movies, are you? Because that's who I dealt with last, and she was just a nightmare.
No, I'm just a nerdy I'm just a nerdy high schooler who buys art.
Oh, okay. Oh, and you're a Power Ranger. You poor thing. I'm so sorry. All
Don't
right.
be. Don't be.
Well,
I'm cool with it.
okay. Well, noble warriors and all that. I don't know what you just did, but I'm supposed to be able to disable magic as well as anything else. So that was great. Cold though. I'm usually a desert-based weapon, so that was chilly. But whatever we got to do. And yes, Malagor was not happy and is going to try to fight ice with fire. Um, but can't quite spit out the dark lava spout. They basically just melted the ice on their face, and they look very unhappy. Um, and the shield is like, oh, okay, I kind of remember this now. Yeah, let's get the bad guy. I think that's what we're supposed to do here.
That is generally the fallback. Yeah.
Great, yeah, and you're not insane, so that's good.
I'm not
Well,
ins
maybe you're insane. I don't know.
I'm not insane, but I am clueless. So don't give me too much credit.
That happens a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but let's that what do you want to do? I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this together.
1 second. Um, I want to make a melee attack on Mr. Flamey Pants and utilize one of my powers to exploit weakness to see if I can't utilize that ability. But I'm not entirely certain what the ability does.
Sure. It's a little different for Malgor because exploited weakness assumes non-biological armor in a lot of ways, but I'm just gonna say attack as you will because specifically this power open specifically speaks to that. So however you want to attack,
Should I
I think
use
you should.
should I feed like a personal PowerPoint into this for that effect, or is that not how that works?
Um, I would feed a personal PowerPoint into this. I would say even if that's not how it traditionally works, for this there's a specific reason to do that. So
So that's what I'll do. And
yeah,
I am going to mightily bash at this man with my new shiny pink friend.
it's true. Uh, they're kind of blinking pink in the moment. They're not fully pink yet, but you feel real good about the experience, and so do they.
Well, didn't they introduce himself as like the pink something?
Yes, but they are not currently pink. They've
Hmm.
introduced themselves as the pink shield, but they are
Yep.
only kind of pink. Yeah.
I only rolled a 14 on that attack, however.
Yes, but that's fine because the pink shield's job is not what you think it is.
Mm.
Pink Shield's job is essentially your exploit merged with what the Pink Zeo Shield actually does, which is to create safety and serenity. And it aligns with the Pink Ranger of Hope and Empathy, which Britt Kerrigan is. And what you actually do is like you expect like melee slam, like you expect a Mortal Kombat thing, but when the when the shield touches Malagor, you just essentially see all of the flames on Malagor go out, uh, and it shakes a little bit, like it's still standing, but now it's like that thing where it's standing, and if it had like a cartoon question mark over it, it would. It seems very confused, and you actually don't have to feed the pink shield back to the mosaic because as soon as you do that, it actually teleports out of your hand the way that you would have teleported to the command center. Um, yeah,
So the shield's going to teleport back to the command center. That what's
it
happening?
teleports like you did. You don't know where it's going, but it's
Okay.
doing that like teleporting
Oh,
Power Ranger thing.
um, then what's to the right of the nunchucks on the mosaic?
To the right of the nunchucks on the mosaic. Nothing. It was in a circular pattern, so there was nothing to the right.
Well,
Uh,
in that case, let's just continue along the path that I started. So it was nunchucks, empty spot, and there's something else that further to the
yeah.
like.
It's
It does feel like a
it's in a.
counterclockwise kind of vibe.
Oh, you want to go counterclockwise? Okay. If you go counterclockwise down from the shield, you're gonna get pointy daggers. And if you go I guess if you go counterclockwise, then we get pointy daggers. Um,
What's the other
but you
direction?
get the other direction is at the very top of the circle is a sword with a star in the center of it.
Let's go with the sword.
All right. It is more like a fencing sword. It's got a very long, thin shaft. Um, you can tell even holding it, it has a secondary, like, laser-based power inside of the hilt just because of how round it is. And, like, inside of your head, you hear the loudest kind of snore that you've ever heard in your life of, like, something kind of asleep.
Uh, hey, bud. Sorry to wake you up, but I kind of need your head in the game here. Hello!
Wait, five more minutes. Five more minutes.
Uh, I'm I'm gonna bash you against him.
Eddie bashing. What's who? What's happening? Am I still in the basement? We still. They're not going to play Curse of the
Nope,
Spider
we're
on me, are
knocking the
they?
dust off, and I'm going to attack.
Okay, that's fine. You do have to either use finesse or targeting for this weapon.
In that case, I will do my best with, let's see here, looking for, there's finesse. There's, ooh, targeting is even worse. I'm going to do my best with finesse, as this is obviously kind of looks like something I might break if I just try to go bashy smash. And
That's fair.
I don't want to be mean to my new friend. 14. Wait, no,
That's
no,
four.
no, no, no. Six.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
scroll down.
Yes, that's fine. The tentative nature, like, it does kind of wiggle about a little bit. It kind of gets in between where, like, where there were flames, now there's like open areas of Malagor. And so now the you know it's supposed to be red is the red power sword is just kind of like stuck in one of those weird between places. And because Malagor is a sentient like rock fire foe, it's also just like something where like a sword power up, and Cecily doesn't have this problem because all of her swords are English broadswords, so they're all big.
Hmm.
This like fencing style sword is like now it's just kind of stuck in Malagor.
We
And
cushioned him.
yes, Malagor does not like that, and Malagor is going to try to he's going to try to swipe at it and take it out of his take it out. We'll say he got like the kneecap or something like that. What did we get? All right, we got a 19. Um, it actually, I think it's actually going to be successful in kind of grabbing and pulling out the red sword, but the red sword doesn't have any color. It does grab it sort of by the actual like sword part of it,
Hmm.
not the hilt.
Hmm.
And on like it's kind of like fake because like on the back side of the hilt, there's clearly like a button to do something on the backside of the hilt that that Malagor can't see.
I'm pushing that button.
Give me a culture roll. Everybody loves a good
Ooh,
button to push.
I'm gonna. Can I story point that one?
I think you should. Yes, I think anytime you get a one on a d20, you should be able to story point it. And you have so many because none of you all spent any story points at all. So
10.
10. Um, so you find out what the big button does. It doesn't do any damage, but it does blind Malagor in the face because of how it was holding it. You basically watch red light come out of the hilt in like this concentrated beam, and now Melagor's just kind of flailing about, blind, and like swings wildly as its turn, trying to hit you and or like destroy the sword. And you hear in your mouth, "Okay, fine." You hear in your head, "Okay, okay, fine. I'm awake. I'm awake now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Whoa! All right. Hey,
That
I'm
was flashy.
that was flashy. You should probably I I get air. I get kind of air sick. I'm not meant to be up in the air. Um, please help.
Up in the air? Oh, where's the sword? Is it not
The
in my
sword
hand
is like
anymore?
it's not in your hand. Like
Okay,
you had
okay.
to like reach up to like press the button.
Okay.
So now Malagor is kind of swinging
Oh,
and
is it
trying to
it's still
wildly.
stuck in Melgor?
He's
Or
kind
he's
of
holding
holding it now.
oh,
Like,
so he was
but
holding
he's
the
holding it by
blade.
the blade.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
do
holding
my
it by the blade.
best to get a hold of the handle and just pull it out of his hand.
Yeah. Give me a might roll.
18.
18. Uh, you hear the sword in your head go, "Oh, I know you. You're that young lad. I read about you in the book. You're the Mastodon guy, right?"
I am. I didn't realize someone wrote about me.
"Oh yeah,
That's a
all the Rangers have books."
that's a
Yeah.
weird feeling. I shouldn't have a
It,
book about
it's
me.
I
I'm
mean,
like
your friend has like a sphinx. So, you know.
that's like that sounds fancy.
Yeah. No, they got it from the false. Anyways, okay. All right, I'm excited about this. I remember I can do this. This is really neat. All right, press the button again. You're gonna
Press
really like this.
press the button again.
All right. You actually hear chuckling in your head and goes, "All right, you never get too old for this." And like you actually hear like the power of ice, like you hear like the way that you hear ice cracking, but you hear it almost like a thunderstorm
Mm,
in your
mm,
head.
mm.
And the hilt of the red blade explodes with ice blizzard powers, just like we had in Michigan and Illinois and all the eastern seaboard. And Malagor essentially gets knocked prone again and is now also stunned by ice. And you hear the chuckling going, uh, "Yeah, I know my friends don't like ice very much, but I can see its value." Um,
Well, I just think that's really cool.
that's really good. Oh man, this was almost worth being stuck in a basement after having my after being depowered for a long time.
Oh, you flatter me.
Thank you. No, but thank you, young man. I'm really excited, and I'm real sorry for what's about to happen to you. Just generally speaking.
Don't be.
Well, you know, you actually get to see you actually get to see the color restored to the sword, and it does that hovering majestic thing that swords do, where it alights back in your hand, and you hear the thing. All right, put me back. I'm ready to do my job. We got a whole thing to do, kid. Um, I congrats on getting rid of the flame beast because you're doing pretty good. Say hi to Brett for me.
Will do. You know Brett? Brett?
Well, I
Or
do.
you know of him?
But
Hey, we'll
well,
talk later.
yeah.
We'll
I
talk
mean,
later.
yeah, it's right. Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
To the mosaic.
All right. Yeah. The field is actually getting a little icy now. Like you don't slip and slide because ice is kind of Brent's thing. But like you're going to notice when Malagor tries to get up, they actually can't get up. because the field is like icy now and they can't seem to like relight themselves. They're like you hear that like thing where someone's trying to relight a pilot light. Like you can kind of hear it inside of Malagor trying to make themselves fiery again, and it doesn't seem to be working.
Don't worry, bud. I'll be right back.
Uh, all right,
And I'm
so
going to go for the
you have two
daggers.
left. You've got daggers. All right. So they are called the Zeo Power uh, Tonfas.
Ooh,
They
compass.
can be used for combat, but they can also be thrown. They're basically really big, sharp triangles, essentially.
I,
And
I
there's two of them.
I know what a tonfa is. So
Yes.
it's yeah.
These ones are supposed to be blue and kind of silver, but the handle's supposed to be blue at least.
Cool. Do you have an image of these that I could see? I'm just
Yeah.
curious what they look like.
Obviously, of course, canonically speaking, um, that's the Zeo weapons.
Wait 1 second, let me find where you beepty booped that.
Yes. In the general chat.
Thank you.
That's just the five base ones, the golden staff in the center. Um,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
that's
the golden staff in the center, the blue daggers are sort of like, hey, hi there, hello. I'm awake. What's going on? Wow, it's really cold. Why is it so cold?
uh I just had a little bit of help from a red sword who knows Brent. Anyway, I'm Eddy Thatch. I'm Black Ranger. Um, there's this creature over here that I've been smashing your compatriots against and kind of knocking the dust off, and it's your turn.
Oh, wait, is that Malagor? What universe am I in?
You're in forgive my language here, you're in a fucked up one. Just
Oh,
kind of
I
roll
mean,
with the
we were
punches here.
depowered by yeah, we were depowered by Ivan Ooze. I think I was depowered in like the 1800s, so it's fine. Yeah, uh, Malagor has a heart, so if you want to aim me toward the heart, I don't know how you do with pointed weapons, but I'm here for it if you're ready to have a good time. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. You're actually kind of giving me a target to go for. Otherwise, I was just going to kind of wing it. Um,
I mean, everything has a heart. It just Malagor doesn't look like they'd have one because like fire and but they're not fire. And you put out Malagor's fire?
I had help, but I managed.
I no, I don't think anyone's ever done that before because it kind of is always inside of a volcano. I don't think I've ever seen its legs. This is new.
Well, there's Malagor's legs, and here's Malagor's heart, I think. Attack.
All right. Um, so it says finesse or targeting, but I guess because sharp is usually finesse, so we can try it.
I'll do finesse.
Or you can do might with a snag.
I'd much rather do might with a snag.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll give you the better option.
Yeah, but the gulf between those two skills is just so huge for me.
Yeah,
I got a 9.
you can use a story point because you got a 1 on the d20,
I will go ahead
and
and do that. And
because it's a new
this has
it's a
been
new Zeo weapon.
this has been an epic battle. Might as well
Yes,
use the epic stuff.
I mean at this point in the movie, both Kimberly and Jason had already been brainwashed, so you're doing great.
And actually, tragic anything, my ability, I'm capable of rerolling a snag on any one scene.
Yes.
So I guess I'm technically using that. 13.
Yeah. 13. Um, Good news, bad news. You're able to get the Tonfas into an approximate heart-like location, but unfortunately, um, If Malagor has a heart, it's made out of fire, and it's not there. Now you've got another sword of the stone situation, except this time it's Tonfa's instead of a sword.
Come on, buddy, get that flint lit.
All right.
I believe in you.
Malagor is yes. Malagor is actually going to attempt. Uh, they're going to try to use their other claws to light themselves like flint. We'll see how they do.
Ooh, that's a
Cool.
big
So
roll.
that's a 27. All of a sudden, you kind of hear the Tomfas go, "Oh, that's hot! Oh, that's hot! Oh, I don't like that! Make it cold again!" As like Malagor bursts back into flames, and the Tomfas like, "Pull me out! Pull me out! Pull me out! I don't like this."
I'm gonna pull the tonfas out and kind of. I'm a little caught up in my cheering on Malagor at the moment. So I'll be like, "Yeah, there you go."
Please give me a might roll because technically it was far enough in that the Tomfas were grappled.
25.
That's a 25. That's a pretty good might roll. You're able to pull the tonfas out. The edges of the tonfas are now on fire. And the tonfas are like, hey, so I don't want to rain in your parade, but I should not be on fire. This is bad fire. Uh, no good can come of this fire. So no pressure, but don't let me stay on fire too long.
I'm gonna try to smother the fire on him with the fur on my armor.
Fabulous. Give me a culture roll.
12.
That's a 12. That's what you needed. And they go, okay, I didn't like that. If that was any longer, that was really, really gonna hurt. By the way, how are you holding up? The last people that had us in their head didn't like having us there.
More the merrier. I don't like being alone.
Oh, I mean, we kind of go to the next stage of the thing we're doing once we're done. But yeah, you're doing good. Most people have like already. Yeah, Malagor's usually kind of absorbed most people at this point because it's like a whole cult thing. Bad dude, not a good dude. So yeah, um,
I think I'm just
I
lucky to have the tools I have with me.
we're lucky to have a ranger to get us relit. It is because we were yeah, we were definitely ooze definitely depowered us. It'd be good though. It'd be good though. Yeah. All right. So what are we thinking? I am here to help um, against the big fire demon god.
He got his heart lit again. Do you need me to whack it again, or have you kind of gotten your dust off?
Oh, you can. I mean, I would like to hit again just to make sure I can do it. Because when I have to face, oh, he told us all about this. The sword kept yammering on and on about destiny and how it had gotten changed. I think I'm supposed to eventually hit someone called Rita Repulsa. I don't know. But I think you got to hit me one more hit. I think it's what I need.
Might with a snag, because I still don't know how to properly use these tonfa.
No, that's fine. 21 is good. Um, I will give you a choice, A or B.
Let's go with B.
All right. B, uh, so Malagor has flame for eyes and is trying to like get to your level to do another flame breath on you now that it can do that again, or to try to like hypnotize you or whatever he's gonna do. And so like you go in and swing him with the tonfas, and Malagor got punched in the eyeballs by tonfas essentially. And now Malagor just has black coal for eyes where flaming eyeballs used to be because you poked out its eyes. And the blue tonfas kind of in your head go, oh, I didn't see that coming, but
I'm gonna be like, ooh, oh,
great.
sorry, not what I was aiming for.
I The Tompkins chuckle and go, no, no, I think it's fine. I mean, it's a demon god, so you're doing good. You're doing good. It's probably good too because it probably would have tried to hypnotize you. It runs a cult. It's the cult of Malagor's not it's not ideal. But yeah, I look forward to maybe seeing you again, Black Ranger. I love the Viking motif. That's different.
Thanks. It
Yeah,
just kind of happened.
don't see a lot of that. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Um, Back to the mosaic, or are the tapas going to disapparate?
uh, if you just want to toss me toward the mosaic, I do like being thrown around, and I haven't gotten thrown around a lot.
Oh, okay.
Just toss me in that direction.
Uh,
We'll get you underway.
and then now the last item on the mosaic.
The last item on the mosaic are a pair of hand axes. As you as you reach for them, the two of them come out and then they slam together real quick.
I remember something that did that.
In your voice or in your head, you hear a very familiar voice go, "Hey kid, did uh did Dulcea tell you everything?"
Uh, I don't know if they told me everything. They've told me a lot more than I remember already.
Yeah, good to see you again.
It's so
I
nice to hear
uh
your voice.
I thought you were a goner. I got to be honest with you. I I mean, technically, I'm not really here. I'm just this is just kind of the other half of my soul. But been thinking about you, kid.
No, thanks.
And you can hear Mr. Kruger's voice.
Mhm.
That's who's talking to you.
I figured. Well, uh, I got a new friend over here. He's called Malagor. He's not having a very good day, and I'm not here to really make his day any better. And you're a part of that, so you down to
Mm.
clown?
Yep, yep. We got a job to do. And yeah, you can you can use me like the Sentinel axes, or you can use me as regular hand axes. It's really up to you. But you get two swipes, or you get the other shedding. Not quite a Sentinel, but you know we're brothers, so.
Yeah. Well, the Power X I also had a too small form thing going with it.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to have that though.
Oh, it wasn't supposed
So
to? Gotcha. Well, like I say, well,
yeah,
this one feels oddly familiar.
yeah. We've foregone the elephant shape for this one.
Yeah,
We're just here to have a good time, you know.
yeah. Well, with that in mind, I'll keep the axes as the pair, and what what's going to be the attack stat for these guys?
Uh,
Like you said, like sharp weapons were like a finesse thing. Is this, or are these a might category?
I'm gonna give you an option because this could technically be might, but right now they're crisscrossed in the way where you could see if the Sentinel sonic power of the axes still works. As you've been told, this is a technically a sibling to those, and you don't know what happened to the Sentinel spirits, but the voice in your head sounds like Mr. Kruger.
Okay. Um, Out of character, I have very little memory of the Sentinel Sonic aspect.
Yeah,
And looking at my notes here for the Power Axe version that I have access to, I see um two axes, it something to reform. I see Psychic Boomerang, to anchor back to our world, and blinding laser lights. None of that
uh,
is what we're talking about here for the Sentinel.
yeah. For the Sentinel, the Sonic was based in a smarts roll, so essentially whatever your best smart skill is, you
Okay,
want to use.
okay. In that case, let's go ahead and give that a go. And my good smarts is culture.
That's fair. It's very on brand for this.
16.
That's a 16. So what the sonic feature does is it does some physical damage, but more it's about willpower and the ability to fight. And you've done a lot of damage to Malagor's psyche, but nothing quite does as much. And I don't know how you feel about it, but you actually see um, kind of a psychic sonic version of a green elephant explode from these axes and just drive and slam into Malagor and through Malagor. And Malagor splits into 4 or 5 different giant chunks of fiery rock. Um, and the uh, the green axes as a pair um, break apart, so you have one in each hand, and you hear Mr. Kruger's voice in your head saying, "All right, kid, you got one shot at this. I'm gonna do something I've never done before, and I want you to give me a melee roll with an edge."
It's going to make 2 of us. .26. I rolled a
That's
20.
a 26. You did really well, and it's very fitting. Um, for a moment, you feel like you feel Mr. Kruger behind you as the axes in your hand kind of start to spin, and they spin and they get like really quick to the point where it's sort of blowing this tornado of air that blows out Malagor's flames, leaving a whole bunch of still rocks here in the alleyway. And as they start to disappear, the axes start to kind of vibrate and spin until they leave your hand. Um, and as they um, they show up again in the mosaic, and all of the um, mosaic pieces, except for is the one in the middle is still empty. Um, but then you see Mr. Kruger in sort of a green Jedi Star Warsian type thing standing there. And he says, "Huh, will you look at that? It's been a long time."
It's been a while, and I don't know where you are, but you're still teaching me stuff.
Well, technically, I and Skull are both technically in the Zedd universe and in our original universe. Of course, I only have language for it because I'm, you know, part of the whole thing. Uh, I'm real proud of you, Eddy. It's been really hard. I know. Uh, I'm glad you have people to share it with, but still not fun.
Thanks.
I wish I could give you the answers. Unfortunately, I don't know them either.
I don't think anyone does.
Mm.
And I'm just
I
going to
do
keep
know that
moving forward.
I do know that if anybody could beat this thing and survive and make something better out of the world, it's going to be you and your friends. I mean, look at you. You've got a whole Viking thing going on. That's great. Um,
Yeah, it just kind of happened.
and don't worry. Uh, Here's a plan for Quentin and Max. We're going to get them away from Rita and Zedd. We're working on it. Um, yeah. So I would say don't worry, but that would be foolish to say. But you're doing what's right, and that's really the only thing any of us can do in times when things are perilous like this. Uh, Nobody Star is a real jackass, though. Just a giant eyeball. You can take care of a giant eyeball, right?
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
I think you can. Yeah, don't worry. Well, worry if you have to, but everything's gonna work out.
Things right now are too confusing for me to worry about something.
Well, the answers are going to come sooner than you think, because where you're headed next, when you get back to present time, is going to be the black spectrum candle. And candles, what they do best is they give light and they give hope.
But they also give a little bit
And
of
that's what
heat. I mean, it's a
it's true.
flame on wax.
It's true. You're a ranger of hope. You were always meant to be. Just like I was always meant to give you the Green Sentinel marble. It has been my pleasure and my honor uh, to watch you mature, and I will be looking out for you, Eddy Thatch.
Well, you got a hand in that too, so thanks.
You did good. And also, you left a mark on Bulk's life. He's mayor of Angel Grove right now. He doesn't like it, but he's in charge.
Uh, damn, that's cool.
Yes. Everyone still has a place to play in the universe, but I've got some bad guys to cage along with my friends here. We'll see each other again.
Definitely.
Okay, how do I turn the force ghost thing off? And Mr. Kruger just kind of force fades as Dulcea
I don't know, you maybe
descends
just like
back down.
stage left. If you just maybe walk, maybe it'll just kind of fade away.
Yeah, Mr. Kruger does fade away, and Dulcea returns and goes, "Oh, that went really well. Thank you, Eddy Thatch."
Thank you, Mr. Kruger.
Dulcea stops for a long moment to look at you and goes, "All right, there's one more piece to this now that you have reset. Uh, don't worry about the Golden Zeo staff. That takes place during the battle. Um, now that you have done your part for the field, now you must do your part for the battle itself. Uh, you stand as the Ranger of Hope and Justice in opening the Black Spectrum Gate. Um, it'll look quite a bit like a star field. Um, if you end up in the final battle, you will enter from that space. And so the question, Eddy Thatch, Ranger of Hope and Justice, what power do you wish to bring into the battle to either assist or outright attack evil?
Is that the choices to assist evil or just attack it?
Also, you'd be assisting the other rangers, or you would be attacking the evil. Unless you could think of another option. You are the Ranger of Hope and Justice, after all.
I'm nothing without my friends. I want to help them.
Okay, well reasoned. And then Dulcea does a thing, and there's like a shimmering effect around you, as uh, you like shimmer black and purple Ranger Spectrum stuff. Um, and you get this vision as you kind of collide with your present self and your future self. Um, Dulcea does not say goodbye, but you get the sense that you're kind of moving again. Um, you actually start to hear Cecily and Brick and Jane and Oz as they're kind of working furiously to get you untangled or something of that nature. And it's sort of um, the opposite effect of having too much color is having all the color kind of sucked out of your vision essentially as you come back into the present time. But in the middle of that, you see yourself and your friends in a sanctuary fighting this beast. It just looks like an amalgamation of things. It's not Malagor. It's not a giant eyeball. It's just like something that's invading the sanctuary space. Um, and you're arguing with your friends. Something is happening behind you. You can't see, but it's causing everyone to get really emotional and tense. Um, and then you kind of see this vision of you um, as a spirit inspiring this young kid to stand up to a whole bunch of bullies in school. And you can't tell why it's happening, but you know it has something to do with your candle. You know, it has something to do with hope and justice. It's too many things to process at one time, but you get this idea that whatever you're going to do to save the universe spills out in a way that allows others to stand up against oppressive figures in their life. And like you slam down into your body, and then your body falls about 10 feet onto the forest floor as you kind of come back into yourself, and your friends are all kind of standing above you, like with weapons drawn, trying to like detangle you from this thing. Um, and they're very happy to see you.
Uh,
And I will, yeah,
okay, yeah, keep going.
because then I was gonna let you know my idea potentially for your part in the final battle, but yeah, you can see all of your friends, and they're all kind of looking at you worried, and like Brick is like shaking your shoulder and going, "Okay, how much air do you think you lost? You know, was the vine around your neck for very long? Did you lose any air? Are you doing okay, buddy?"
Uh, I think I'm okay. I just lost the Technicolor again.
Technicolor?
Um,
I Yeah.
we're
Let's
we're back to
let's get away from the evil trees. Let's go away from the evil trees, and we'll come back to that.
okay. Evil trees, gotcha.
You'll kind of drag you. They kind of drag you away from the evil trees, and then we're like, "All right, t- tell us, tell us what happened." Um,
Um, well, I remember getting wrapped up in the trees, but then shortly after that, I met some. I was in a place of just vibrant color. I mean, it like practically hurt my eyes because all this around. I don't know. It's like someone's shining a flashlight in your face, and there was a mosaic of five weapons, one for like each of the color spectrum that we represent. Well, not even no, not even that. It was sentinel colors or something. Oh, well, anyway, Brick, you got like this really cool shield thing. It's kind of nifty. Um, it knows my Zord. I don't know how that happened. Apparently, there's a book. There's a book about me. I guess there's books about you guys too.
I want to read the book about me. I don't know who says that. Someone's gonna say that though.
Oh, that sounds like a Cecily thing
Yeah.
or Jane. Um, but then I had to. Then I used the weapons and the ever-loving Tara out of this fire elemental thing. Um, oh, and there was also this sage old lady whom I really should start writing down people's names. I don't remember what her name is. Um, she was cool. Told me a lot of stuff that I didn't understand, which is par for the course. Oh, and Brainiac is real.
Like comic book Brainiac?
That's what the Sage Lady said. So we have
Uh,
that to look forward to.
the color absolutely drains out of Oz's face. Like, in so much in that a black and white world, the color can drain from your face, Oz just goes absolutely pale at this information. And Cecily asks, was her name Dulcia?
That sounds right.
Oh, okay. Um, and Cecily kind of rifles through the little bag she has with her that she stole from the pirate ship, and she holds up Hook's journal.